Hello, welcome to this yin and flow practice. If you haven't practiced yin and flow with me before, the way it works is it's a gentle vinyasa flow, just to get the body moving a bit of a stretch into the muscles, and then we wind it right down by moving into a cooling yin practice. So it's going to be a fairly gentle class with the intention to wind down. So nice to do at the end of the day or if you're feeling a little stressed out. So for today's practice, you don't specifically need any props, but if you've got a couple of cushions or a bolster handy, might be useful, and a blanket's always just nice to have. But if you don't have anything, it's no stress at all. So I'll just pop them out of the way for the moment. Beautiful. So we're coming to start in a wide-kneed child's pose. So just bring your knees out nice and wide, big toes together behind you, hips sitting back towards the heels. And then just start to walk your hands forward, letting the head rest down on your mat. If it doesn't quite rest on the mat without straining your neck, you can stack your hands or your fists to rest the forehead. And just taking a few deep breaths here, arriving into your body. Just letting go of everything from the outside world. Noticing how your breath feels in your body, and perhaps you can start to notice the subtle movement of your body with your breath. So often in this position, I can really feel my ribs expanding as I inhale and contracting as I exhale. Just taking a few more conscious breaths. Working with the intention of allowing, accepting, and honoring your body as it is in this moment. So remembering that this is your practice. You're welcome to modify any time that you need. Something doesn't feel good, you can skip it, you can change it up, making sure you're honoring your body. So slowly just lift the head up, pressing into the hands, and walk your hands over to the right side of your mat, maybe even off your mat. Some of you might like to bring your left hand on top of the right. And then let the head come back down or relax. As you do this, just keep working that left hip back towards the heel so it's not coming up. We're really anchoring it down here, lengthening down the left side of your body. Beautiful. Lifting the head up as you walk your hands slowly back through center and over to the other side. Right hand may rest on the left, and again, anchoring down through that right hip this time. Beautiful. Slowly lifting the head as you walk your hands back through center. And then just walking the hands back towards you as you lift the hips up away from the heels and make your way into a tabletop position. So you're on your hands and your knees. Fingers spread out nice and wide here. So you get a nice supportive base, drawing the belly back towards the spine so your core is switched on here as well. Beautiful. As you inhale, let's drop the belly down, lift the tailbone and look forward. Cow pose. And as you exhale, draw belly back towards the spine, press the mat away, round through your back. Chin moves towards your chest. Nice. Inhale. leading with the chest. Exhale, rounding, leading with the back of the heart. Take a few more rounds of this with your breath, and you can make this really subtle, small movements. You can make them bigger, more exaggerated, just starting to really feel into your body. If you'd like to bring in any other movements here, you're more than welcome to. Maybe some circles with the hips or figure 8 movements. You might move up and around the wrists a little. Welcome to make any movements here that feel good. And just feeling into all the joints, muscles of the body. If you're going in one direction, just going the opposite way as well. The last few breaths. Slowly make your way back to your tabletop position. Again, strong core here. As you inhale, right arm reaches up towards the ceiling, lifting up. And as you exhale, right arm threads underneath the left, coming down onto the back of that right shoulder. Right ear comes down to the mat. Left hand might stay where it is, or you can reach it out ahead of you, or you can even wrap it around your back in a half bind, whatever feels more comfortable for you here. Feeling into back of that right shoulder, gentle twist to the spine. Slowly, left hand comes back down to the mat. Press into it as you inhale, reach your right arm up. And exhale, right hand comes down. Inhaling, left arm reaches up. Exhale as you thread it through, coming down onto the back of the left shoulder, left ear, taking any variation with that right hand, as you may have on the other side. Beautiful. Right hand comes back down to the mat, pressing down as you inhale, reach the left arm all the way up. Exhale as you bring it back down, tabletop position. Let's step our right foot forward in between the hands. Beautiful. Bring your right hand onto your right knee. We're gently going to start to guide that right knee away from the body. So you come onto the outer edge of your right foot. Now you might stay right here. Your gaze could be past the knee or maybe past your right elbow. Or you can reach that right hand back behind you. You can even gaze all the way back if that feels okay on your neck. So getting into your right hip, you might feel this a little through the left hip flexors as well. If you want a bit of a stretch into that back thigh, back quads, you can take a bend into your back knee, drawing the heel towards the buttocks. Now you can stay here. If you can grab your foot, grab it, and you can pull it in a little closer, getting a little more stretch. If you can't, just drawing it towards you, you're still going to feel it. Beautiful. One more breath. Slowly releasing that back foot if you've got a hold of it. Going to sweep that right hand all the way back around to frame your front foot, coming onto the sole of the foot. Beautiful. As you inhale, let's sweep the arms up, lift up into your low lunge. Beautiful. Strong through the core, reaching up through the fingertips. Take a big breath in. Exhale into your half split, straightening through that front leg, peeling toes back towards you. And then fingertips might come to the mat, or you can reach the arms back behind, whatever feels better here. We'll flow through that 3 more times. So as you inhale, plant the foot down, big bend through the knee, sweep the arms up. Exhale as you straighten through that front leg, arms come down or back behind. Beautiful. Inhale, use your full inhale to sweep all the way up, moving with your breath. Don't worry if you fall out of sync with me. Use your full exhale to come back, trying to smooth out the inhale and the exhale. Got one more. After that last exhale, we're going to hold here. So I'm going to bring fingertips to the mat. You can keep reaching back if you like. Keep flexing right toes back towards you. You're creating a nice long spine so your gaze is out in front of that front foot. Nice. Bring your left fingertips out a little wider, maybe just off your mat. And as you inhale, reach your right arm up, twisting towards that right leg and just feeling that stretch move around to the outside of your right thigh, your IT band. Beautiful. Draw the belly in as you reach up a little higher. And then slowly right hand comes back down to the mat. Let's point the right toes away for the last couple of breaths, feeling that stretch move around to the front of the ankle, the shin. Beautiful. Let's plant the front foot down, take a big bend back into the knee, hands come to frame your foot. As you step right knee back to meet your left tabletop. Nice. Same to the other side. Left foot steps forward in between the hands. Beautiful. Coming onto your right fingertips. Bring your left hand onto your left knee and we start to guide that left knee away from the body, opening up. And just finding what feels good on this side. You can look past the knee or back past your elbow. Maybe staying here. Or maybe you want to reach that left hand all the way back. And then option here to bend into that back knee, drawing the heel towards the body. Maybe you grab for the foot if you can reach it. Just one more breath. And then gently releasing that back foot, sweeping left hand around to frame your front foot. Inhale as you rise up into your low lunge. Beautiful. Strong here through the legs, strong, reaching up through fingertips. Take another big breath in. Exhale into your half splits, half Hanuman, straightening through that front leg, fingertips come down or reach back. 3 times with your breath as you inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, pulling it all back. Nice. Find your rhythm, find your breath. Allowing the breath to guide the movement rather than vice versa. Last one here for me, inhaling. Exhaling, and we will hold after that exhale, flexing left toes back towards you, nice long spine. Beautiful. Right fingertips come out a little wider. Press through the fingers as you inhale, left arm reaches up, twisting towards that left leg. Nice. Keep twisting a little more from your center. Strong core, reach up through the fingertips. And then slowly left hand comes down to the mat, framing your leg. Point the left toes away from you. Last couple of breaths. Beautiful. Let's ground into that front foot, big bend into the knee as you step back into your tabletop position. Bring your hands forward, just maybe one handprint or so. We'll shift our weight forward so shoulders are over the wrists, and then lower yourself down nice and slow all the way to the mat, extending legs back behind you. Press tops the feet down into the mat. As you inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, cobra. You can even lift the hands up slightly here. Exhale to come down. Nice, and again, inhale, lift up and squeeze. Exhale down. Nice. And last one, inhale. Stay for the exhale. Keep squeezing. Take another big breath in. Exhale as you come down. Take a breath. Bring the hands around behind your back as you interlace your fingers. Keep pressing tops of the feet down to anchor you here. As you inhale, reaching back through the arms, the hands peeling the heart up, Shalambhasana, locust pose. 3 breaths here. Keep calm, steady breath. Beautiful. Last one, can you lift up a fraction higher? Exhale to release it all back down. Hands come underneath your shoulders, pressing back onto your hands and your knees for your tabletop position. And then tuck your toes under. Lift the knees up. Keep drawing the belly in. Downward facing dog as you lift the hips up and back. Beautiful. And take a moment here, a little pedal out through your heels. Nod or shake out of your head. Any movements that feel good, wiggle at the hips. And then slowly settling into stillness here. Core is still engaged, hips lifting up and back. So you can take as much of a bend into your knees as you need. Heels can be up or down. Nice long spine. 3 more breaths. And then slowly start to walk your hands back to find your feet at the back of the mat. Make sure your feet are hip width apart if they're not already. Nice big generous bend through the knees as we find our ragdoll pose. Grab a hold of opposite elbows or forearms, or back of the hands might just drape on the mat. Let the head be heavy. You might even take a really gentle sway from side to side. Pull back through center, release the hands, sweep them around behind your back and interlace the fingers. Reaching the arms, the hands up towards the ceiling as you fold forward a little more. Keep that nice big bend in the knees, head's heavy. Don't worry too much about how high the hands go. Just opening up through shoulders and chest. Release your hands down to the mat. Ground down through your feet as you slowly roll your way up to standing, peeling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Bringing your head up very last. Couple of rolls through the shoulders, back and then forwards. Beautiful. Let's just bring one hand to just above your belly and then the other hand on top. So above the navel. Now, I invite you to close down your eyes, but if your balance feels a little off today, you can just really soften your gaze down towards your mat. And we're just going to walk to the top of the mat. So really slowly, just heel to toe your way forward. 1 foot at a time, nice and slow. You'll feel when you get to the top of your mat, and we'll come back to Tadasana. It's one of those things that sounds really easy, but it's definitely not. But once you do get to the top of your mat, just releasing hands down by your side again to Tadasana. You can softly blink open the eyes. Feet will be hip width apart again here. As you inhale, let's sweep the arms up over your head, reach up, palms connect. Exhale, soften your knees and fold forward. Take a halfway lift as you inhale, lengthen the spine, hands to shin. Exhale and fold. We're stepping back with our left foot for warrior one. So planting that back heel down on about a 45-degree angle. Big bend into your front knee. Ground through your feet as you rise up. Beautiful. Now take a moment here to find this pose. We want hips facing towards the front rather than open to the side. I know I go over this a lot in my videos, but it's a pose that I struggle with for a long time. You can have a bit of a play around with the angle of that back foot. It's going to look a little different for all of us. So we're drawing right hip back and left hip forward, reaching the arms up. Beautiful. And you've got a steady gaze out in front. Your core is switched on here. Arms active, reaching up. Beautiful. As we inhale, reach up, stay strong. Exhale, straightening through that front leg, tipping the torso forward as you reach your arms back for pyramid pose. So finding this length in the spine, reaching back through fingertips and forward through the crown of the head. And it's just a little micro bend in that front knee. Now we're going to flow from warrior one to pyramid 3 more times, moving with the breath. So we're going to inhale for the count of 4 and exhale for the count of 6. So I will guide you through this. On your next inhale, let's bend through the knee. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, reaching the arms up. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pyramid pose, straight front leg, reaching the arms back. Inhale, lifting up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale forward. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hold here in our pyramid pose for a few breaths. Again, reach back through fingertips forward through the crown of the head. Nice long spine. Core stays switched on here. One more breath. Big bend into that right knee as you inhale, rise up, warrior one. Palms connect overhead. Exhale, draw the hands together before the heart. Shifting your weight forward, stepping to the top of your mat. Hands down by your side, Tadasana. Now, same to the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms up, palms connect. Exhale and fold forward. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale and fold. Right leg steps back for warrior one. So ground that back heel down. On your inhale, we rise up, lifting up, adjusting if you need to here with that back foot. And that is right hip moving forward, left hip back to bring hips towards the front, working towards squaring the front of your mat. Core is active here the whole time as we move through our flow. So inhale, reach up. Exhale for your pyramid pose, straightening through that front leg, reaching arms back behind you. Nice, let's flow with breath. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, warrior one. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pyramid pose. 2 more times. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pyramid pose. Let's hold here for a few breaths. Keep drawing that left hip back, right hip forward. Nice long spine. Beautiful. As we inhale, let's rise back up. Bending to front knee, palms connect. Draw the hands together before the heart. Shift your weight forward, stepping forward into your Tadasana. Hands down by your side. Let's take a moment here, maybe closing down the eyes, softening your gaze, relax your shoulders, a little softness into your knees. Bring all that awareness back inside your body, back to your breath. This practice of extending or lengthening the exhale is a little shortcut into our parasympathetic nervous system, so helping us to wind down, to soothe the body, the mind, the breath. Okay, you can softly blink, open the eyes. We're going to move into our first yin pose, which is a forward fold. So if you've got cushions or anything handy, maybe just, or nearby, maybe just make sure they're close by, because you may or may not want it for this pose. Beautiful. And your feet are going to come out hip width apart, maybe even a little bit wider, not super wide though. Again, that really soft, generous bend through the knees here. We're going to roll our way down. So just like we roll ourselves up vertebrae by vertebrae, we're going to roll down. So chin towards your chest and round through your shoulders, your upper back, and just start to roll forward. We're not aiming for the ground. We're not aiming for anything in particular here, other than sensation through the back line of your body. So you might feel this anywhere from the back of the ankles, back of the legs, hips, lower back, upper back, neck and shoulders. Nice. So you can just sort of hang here. Hands reach the ground. You can sort of drape them there. You can also grab opposite elbows or forearms. But if you feel like you need a little bit of support, you can have your blanket or folded up cushion or folded up blanket or anything underneath the hands, just for something to sort of rest on. So that is completely optional. This is one of the poses similar to our seated forward fold, but you just notice a lot more here after we hold for a couple of minutes, the difference it makes in your body. You might start up quite high and then notice after even just a minute or two that you've really dropped in a whole lot more. Sometimes this happens, sometimes it doesn't. It's just sort of interesting to notice. Allow the head, the neck to relax. We're really using the weight of your head here to guide you down. As I said, as much of a bend in the knees as you need. We are aiming for stillness here, but if you need to sort of straighten the legs for a moment and then bend them again, you're welcome to do that. I'm not going to be here for super long. We just want some beautiful release through the whole back body. Just allowing all the tension sort of drip off the body. If you've got any pulling or pain in the lower back, a bigger bend in the knees is usually quite helpful here, or maybe something underneath the hands to stop you from dropping down to deep. I'm just going to be here for another 10 or so breaths. Can you release down a little more for your last few breaths? Nice. And then very slowly, we're going to make our way up the same way that we came down. So head is going to come up very last, pressing down through your feet. Slowly, slowly start to roll your way all the way up to standing. Beautiful. Let's take a moment here. Again, softness through the knees, arms relax down by your sides, perhaps closing down the eyes or that really soft gaze. And just noticing any and all sensations in your body. Beautiful. Softly blinking open the eyes. So for this next one we're going to use, I forgot to say, perhaps a block could be useful. I don't even have one here, so we can improvise. And we can do without, but if you do have cushions or pillows nearby or blankets, definitely useful. Let's bring the feet out, maybe hip width apart. Turn the toes out here. Beautiful. And we're going to come into a squat pose. So nice big bend through the knees as you sit down through the hips. And we're actually going to sit down on a prop if you've got one. So I'm going to use both my bolster and a folded up cushion just to give myself a little bit of height. So I don't want too much height, but we don't want to be really sinking too low down because we want this to be a little more about the upper body, this one. So just sitting on something if you can to have a little bit of support. It's okay if you don't, it's not going to be a super long hold. So we will feel sensation through the inner legs, the thighs, the groin. So what we're going to do is bring our arms on the inside of the legs. We're slowly going to start to fold forward with that upper body. So you can turn your palms to face up. You can also be resting your hands on another cushion if you like. Again, we're allowing the weight of the head to guide us down as we round through our upper back. And just allow ourselves to sort of drop forward here. Hopefully feeling supported underneath the hips. And what you can do here is you can bring back in that breath count that we did before, where we inhale for the count of 4 and exhale for the count of 6. It's a beautiful way to draw the awareness back into our body, back into our breath. So in for 4 and out for 6. Allowing yourself to really soften through your upper back and your shoulders, your neck. So as I said, we're not going to be here for too long. Taking a few more rounds of breath. Now, after that last exhale, just releasing your breath count. You can turn the palms down towards the mat as you very slowly start to lift yourself up between the legs, lifting the torso up. We're going to make our way onto our hands and knees from here. So what I like to do is just sort of shift my weight forward into my hands, press down through the feet to lift the hips up. And then you can just walk hands forward, bring the knees down. Any way that you need to get there is totally fine. You can move any props out of the way. Beautiful. Coming into a tabletop. Let's just draw the knees together here. Shift hips back towards your heels, taking a traditional child's pose. Forehead can rest down or on your hands. Beautiful. Slowly starting to lift yourself back into your tabletop. We're going to come into our sleeping swan pose. So we're going to draw that right knee forward. Right foot moves across the mat. And that left leg's going to shimmy on back, untucking the toes. Now I'm going to give you an option if this doesn't feel good for you for any reason on that front leg or anything. So that right foot might slide back a little more towards the back leg, and that's okay here. Option if you feel a little off balance, off center, if you're really sort of collapsing onto that right hip, you can use your blanket folded up or a cushion underneath just to sort of prop you up, give you a little bit of support so that the hips are nice and even. And then we're just going to come to fold forward here. So if you've got more cushions, pillows, or bolster, you can bring that out in front of you. It can be nice to fold forward over them. If you don't have one, just folding forward onto your mat is perfect as well. So you might come onto forearms. You may come all the way down, just allowing the head to be supported. You can turn your head to one side. Just finding your depth here. As you soften the torso over your cushions, your bolster. Now where we want to feel this is the outer right hip. That's where the sensation should really be here. And a little bit on your left hip flexors as well. If you're feeling it, then you're doing it perfectly. If you're feeling any pain or extreme discomfort, I'm going to give you an option now to do this on your back. If you're okay, then staying right where you are. Otherwise, we're going to come up and swing around onto our backs. With the knees bent. And you're going to cross your right ankle over the back of your left knee. And then you're just going to find how deep you want to come into this so that you can feel that sensation on the outer right hip. So if you can already feel it here, that's perfect. If not, maybe you want to interlace the fingers behind the thigh, drawing that leg in a little closer. And a little deeper, you can even bring fingers below the knee. Beautiful. So it's this motion of sort of that right knee is working away, opening up into the hip a little more. So this is a perfect variation to target the same area. Wherever you are, you might like to bring back in that breath count. Inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 6. Nice long exhale. Allowing yourself to sort of melt down over your bolster into your mat, feeling supported. Just noticing all the sensations, but allowing them. Seeing if you can let go of any comparison you may have to what this pose might have looked or felt like for you last time, if you've practiced before. And just approaching this as a new day, a new practice, even a new body. Let's just take 10 more breaths on this side. Last couple of breaths. Okay, if you're taking the variation on your back, you can just swap your legs over slowly. If you're on your front, we'll bring the hands down to the mat, slowly lifting yourself up. Any props underneath that right hip you can remove. We're going to make our way back to tabletop position. So drawing that back knee in a little closer, right knee comes back. If you want to, you can extend that right leg back behind you, maybe bend the knee. And bring that right knee back down as we move to the other side. Left leg comes forward, so left knee behind the left wrist. Left foot comes to the other side of the mat as we slide that back leg away. Again, option to prop underneath that left hip here if you need for a little extra support. Then if you use the prop on the other side, you can draw it in towards you as you slowly start to fold forward. Again, just finding your depth on this side. It might feel different to the other side, so you can take it slow. Allowing the head to feel supported. Feeling that sensation through your outer left hip this time. Again, we bring back our breath counts, inhaling for 4, exhaling for 6, inviting a little more softness, a little more surrender into our body and our mind with each breath. And can we find that sensation of melting down into your mats, your props? Take another 10 or so breaths. Beautiful. Last couple of breaths. If you're doing a reclined pigeon on your back, you can just release that left leg. If you're on your front, we're going to slowly bring hands to the mat, pressing yourself up. Again, removing any props from underneath you, drawing that back knee in a little closer, back to your tabletop position. Then you can extend left leg back behind you, maybe bending the knee. Bringing that knee back down, sitting hips back towards the heels. We're going to make our way right into Shavasana here. So just shift your weight to one side, swinging the legs around. Coming to lay on your back nice and slow. Popping on any extra layers if you need. You can have bolster or cushions under the knees. Let the legs come out nice and wide. Arms can come out wide or maybe rest on your body. Allow the shoulder blades to be flat, back of the head heavy. Just releasing any tension into your mat. Eyes closed down. Breath comes back to its natural state. So you relax your jaw. Relax the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Softening all the muscles in your face. Inviting stillness into your body, inviting your body to integrate your practice. For the next couple of minutes. I mean, there's nowhere else that you need to be in this moment. This is an important part of your practice. more than welcome to stay here for as long as you like. Alright, so we're going to start to wriggle fingers and toes, some gentle movement, deepening your breath, taking a bend into your knees as you slowly roll onto your preferred side using the bottom arm to support you. And slowly, gently lifting yourself up into a seated position, keeping the eyes closed or very soft gaze here. We'll sit up nice and tall, draw the hands together before the heart. Just a gentle bow of your head down towards your hands. Finding gratitude for yourself, for taking time out of your day for your practice. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed. Namaste.